Always remember, the opinion you follow should be your own. Just consider the things stated here to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online.
I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it.
What's up, Mike? Part 3.
All right. Big news here. We are at midnight on the East Coast, correct? And the last thing I heard was that I'm looking at my screen right now. We got Trump wins North Carolina. So that is the first swing state to be called. And I got to tell you, if you had to ask me right now, my feeling is that this is definitely leaning towards Trump. Which, by the way, is what I said in my prediction last week. And I also said that it was going to be close, which it appears that it is. Now, I would say it's way too early to call.
I don't know how you keep calling it close, bro.
Well, because it's close. I mean, we've got... So right now in the Electoral College, we've got Trump at 230, Harris at 169. Mm-hmm. And there's only outstanding, let's see, we got maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe this is a handful of states, 10 states left. Well, obviously the big ones, or the swing states. I'm going to stand by what I said originally. This is going to come down to two things. One, it's going to come down to Pennsylvania. Whoever wins Pennsylvania, I'm going to say it again. I know I've said it a million times. Whoever wins Pennsylvania is going to win the presidency, number one. And number two, it comes down to the turnout. It's coming down to, and what I've seen tonight so far, and hey, we're at midnight Eastern, so what I have seen is that the turnout for women has not been what was predicted, or not was hoped for, I think, from the Harris campaign. I think the women, well, let me rephrase that. I don't know that they haven't turned out. They definitely haven't necessarily turned out against Trump. So it's possible that they've turned out in good numbers, but for both sides. And the Latino vote, which was the other wild card, and young voters have, from what it looks like, from what I'm seeing, have turned out. So there is an element. I don't know if you were the one that said this earlier. No, I think my buddy Kevin actually outside said this, that it was reminding him a little bit of 2016. Do you see that? Way? Well, I think what he meant was, it was, you could feel the, here's my judge. I've been watching MSNBC all night. I judge where the election's going by Rachel Maddow's face. To me, that's the most accurate prediction of the American election system is Rachel Maddow's face. Because that woman, me, that woman cannot play poker.
I've been saying over and over, the most entertaining part of this is watching the losers, how they're interacting and reacting to what's going on.
Yeah. And I think what Kevin meant by making his comment was that Rachel Maddow's face is looking a little bit like it did in 2016 at midnight. That's the truth.
Well, I've been listening to discussions on more than one channel, and the conversation is generally, the conservative is like, are you ready to give up yet? And the response is no, not yet. The conversation is more detailed than what I just said, but
sure,
that's principally what it is.
So I haven't looked at it. I'm going to look at it right now as we're talking. But the supposedly the New York Times prediction thing has shown that they're predicting right now that Trump. I don't subscribe to it, so I don't know if I can see it. But Brenda had it outside.
You look for it, and I'm about to give you some.
The New York Times is saying that Donald Trump is going to win the election. 60-something% chance. Right?
Uh-huh.
Brenda, what does New York Times say? What's the chance of Trump winning? I'm doing a call out. She's looking it up. Uno momento, por favor.
I lost my thought.
Well, so I guess what I'm saying is that there's some in the quote left wing circles that can see some writing on the wall that this is, it may not be necessarily a loss. What's that? 86. They're saying the New York Times, which is a liberal bastion, is saying that Donald Trump has an 86% chance of winning the election right now.
I think it's higher than that, bro.
90. Sorry.
Especially
Correction just came through. It is now at 90%.
I told you I make it higher. I'm just looking at the states that are left over, and I don't think she's going to win.
Well,
Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota.
I don't think it matters, Phil.
She'll win.
If he wins Pennsylvania, they haven't called Georgia yet, but it certainly looks like he's going to win Georgia. So if he wins Georgia and he wins Pennsylvania, he wins.
She only can win through Pennsylvania. So let me give you your flowers, bro. Ever since we've been talking about politics and the election, you've been just on Pennsylvania, on Pennsylvania, on Pennsylvania. And it's coming down to Pennsylvania.
But let's be clear for everybody listening out there. And by the way, based on the amount of messages I've gotten, I'm actually shocked at how many people are listening to us tonight. And thank you very much for that. I don't even know where the heck you guys are listening to it, if it's getting out to all the things and it's being sent to the internet as effectively as it could be, but we're trying. But what I'm going to tell you is it's still, in my opinion, too close to call in Pennsylvania. It is definitely, the mood is swung that direction. And I just saw before I walked in here on our big screen on the side of my truck that it was looking like the Senate race in Pennsylvania potentially was going towards the Republican, the wealthy guy, which is a bit of a shocker. So I would say if he wins, or he's ahead, that the likelihood that Trump carries Pennsylvania at least by, whatever. They just announced a couple of minutes ago that Pennsylvania was not going to release until tomorrow 37,000 votes, mail-in things. So the question I have is does that mean that it doesn't get called tonight or not? I don't know, because 37,000 votes might not be enough to make a fundamental difference. I don't know how close it is. It was a little bit wider than that the last time I checked, but we shall see. But I did hear an interesting thing. Neither campaign headquarters, both Donald Trump's or Kamala Harris's, neither campaign headquarters has any schedule. They have no itinerary. Neither one said they were going to show up tonight. So to me, that indicates that the campaigns themselves are thinking that it's tight.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Right. Yeah, weird. So I don't know. It's interesting. The reason I'm turning around is because there's some cars in Mark. Everybody is attracted to the fact that I've got a 150-inch television on the side of my truck, and we're watching it here. And the Mexicans, as I said before in our earlier podcasts, are pretty interested in what's going on. I don't know what the sentiment is going to be, whether if Trump or Harris wins. I sense that they would prefer that Harris wins, only because some of the things that Trump has said have been certainly a little bit harsher towards Mexico. Let's just be honest with that. But I don't know. I don't know. In some ways, the culture down here is funny, because I did run into a guy earlier that was like, Donald Trump. And he was like, macho. It was just kind of funny. So who knows? I don't know.
There's a large Mexican population in Mexico and Arizona. How do you think that's going to go?
Arizona is super tight right now. That's a tough one. That's a flip. That's a tough call on Arizona. For a while, they were saying that New Mexico was in play, but I didn't buy into that too much. You got to remember that more than half of New Mexico is probably, or maybe even three-quarters, is in Albuquerque. So that doesn't
I thought it was
surprise
in
me.
play too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't think that's really in play. I don't know. I don't think they've called it yet, but
I didn't think Colorado was gonna go blue. You could see
Colorado
it
is
going
like
that way, but
mini,
I didn't think
mini,
it was.
mini California. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me too much. Here the bigger news, I think, is that the Senate is looking like it's going to be solid Republican. Um, in fact, it's going to be a little more solid than I think we even anticipated. It's already at 51-43, and I believe there's 10 states that are still uncalled, including Montana, which looks like Tim Sheehy is going to win. I think he was up considerably there. So I think that the Republicans are going to get a healthy control of the Senate. Don't know about the House. That was not so clear. I don't know. What does it say right now? House is 176 Republican, 136 Democrat. So it's still going to need 218. So we got a lot to come in there still.
Well, that'll be a especially huge deal if Trump wins.
Well, if Trump wins and the Republicans manage to get the House and the Senate,
Right.
that you're preaching to the choir here, but this is what I said. Like, if you guys listened to me over the last month or two and last week, I've been kind of harping on the fact that the party is not organized. And this may be indicative right now of what's going on, is that they're not that organized. They don't pick the right people. And, here you've got Trump, who, I mean, I've not been shy to tell you that he's not the best candidate that I could come up with, or even close to it on the Republican side. And I think he just hijacked the whole party anyways. And
He did.
So, I mean, like I said, I'll repeat it one more time. I think it's a sad outcome no matter what happens. I just, we can do better than this, guys. Like, we really can.
Bro, I hate to say it, but the world is just getting worse and worse. And I'm hoping at least with whoever gets elected, there is some kind of stability, at least in the short term.
Yeah. So right now we've got, okay, I'm looking at, this is official. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, counting Alaska. So we have 8 states that have not been called. Alaska is obviously going to Donald Trump, so let's call it 7 states. So you've got Nevada, who counts like, shout out to Nevada. Any of our listeners out there that live in Nevada, what in the actual fuck is wrong with your state? Like, I mean, how on God's green earth can it in 2024 take you that long to count? Like, I mean, do they got 2 guys working? I mean, that's pathetic. This is coming from a state that's supposed to be on math. Like, give me a break. You got casinos and shit. You can't count money. Like,
right.
Nevada should be removed from America. Like, like that state is completely fucked.
I'm
right. Serious.
If you go to Las Vegas, they can tell you your every single movement.
Exactly. But they can't tell you who voted in an election till 47 days after that. Like, we don't even give a shit. Just don't even give us the results ever. We don't give a crap about your 6 electoral votes. Screw you.
So with that said, Mike, do you think they're going to go red or they're going to go blue?
Nevada?
Yes.
I don't even think at this point, I'm not even sure they understand what blue and red is. If you can't vote, if you can't tally votes within 3 days, you're disqualified. Like, the rest of the country should just say, forget it.
Well,
that's unacceptable.
I'm predicting them to go red. I'm predicting Minnesota and Wisconsin to go red.
So I don't know about Wisconsin. I would be more inclined to tell you that Michigan might have a chance.
Oh, really?
Well, I think because you've got, like I said before, you've got a Muslim population there. Um, obviously the Israel, Lebanon, Hamas, Gaza thing
Yeah,
is an issue, and quite frankly, it's also union. So you've got auto workers, you've got a lot of stuff going on there.
excellent point.
So Michigan, to me, Michigan possibly is going to go the same way that Pennsylvania does, and we don't know where that's going to go yet. So I don't know. I would say the two states that are most in play, Minnesota's going blue.
I would say
Minnesota is not going red, but Harris has got Minnesota. I think Trump's probably going to get Arizona. Nevada, we just threw those 6 out. We don't even give a shit anymore. Georgia is going to go Trump. I mean, Georgia's going Trump. I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised they haven't called that. Pennsylvania, I don't know. But like I said, he's not, neither one of them is winning without Pennsylvania. Right now, Georgia says Trump is up 50 to 48, 94% in. I think Georgia's going to Trump.
Okay, they're making an announcement. Virginia.
Pennsylvania, Trump is still up 85% in. Michigan, Trump is up. Pretty much half is in, 52-45. Wisconsin, Trump is up right now, 77% in. I could be wrong there. Minnesota, Harris is up 50-46. Minnesota's going to Harris for sure. Arizona is like virtually tied. And Nevada, let's give a hand, everybody, to Nevada at 0-0. Polls are closed, 0% reporting. They're at fucking In-N-Out Burger.
I love In-N-Out Burger.
Me too, but
they had one right by my house I used to go to.
It might be Del Taco. I'm not sure where they're at. The 3 people that are counting the ballots in Nevada are at Del Taco.
So, Mike, I feel like they stringing this thing out.
Of course they're stringing it. Phil, if you were an anchor, okay, let's say you were Rachel Maddow,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not suggesting that you have anything in common with Rachel Maddow. You'd stretch it out because it's ratings, right? So, okay. Let me. While I'm ranting, because I love to rant. MSNBC, which I don't necessarily love their anchors or anything, but I've been watching them all night because I like their board and we got them on the big screen. And Fox News, but Fox News is the most progressive with calling election results. They seem to call them earlier than everybody else. So I'm going to give credit to Fox News for that. I can't listen to the bunch of talking heads that are on Fox News, though. Those guys are so whacked out on bullshit. I can't even listen to it. But on MSNBC, as long as Rachel Maddow is not showing her face, I'm okay. CNN, you can't even watch now because CNN has become such an irrelevant network that you have to pay to get stories on the CNN thing. If you go to CNN right now, it'll tell you you've used up your maximum amount of things. Any media company that charges for that is automatically, in my world, banned for life.
They always got a brother crying on there, so I can't watch CNN. They always got a brother on there crying.
That's true. They used to have Van Jones on there crying sometimes. Remember?
What do you mean? Remember? He did it this year. He do it all the time.
Yeah, this is true. So, anyways, I'll let you slide one time. We banned CNN. There's no more CNN. And by the way, that's why their ratings. If you look at their ratings, they're at the bottom of the barrel. Like they're less people are watching them than the Cartoon Network to find out who's winning the election.
Well,
I just got a word from outside. New Mexico has been called for Harris. Is that correct?
That's what I got.
Yep, New Mexico is Harris.
So, Mike, are we coming back?
Oh, we're going to come back. Don't you think we should come back?
I can't leave this open-ended like this.
Okay, how about we do it 2 hour gap. We'll come back at
I say
2
midnight, bro.
a.m.
In
2
just 2
a.m.
hours?
2 hours. If it's not over in 2 hours, then it's got to be. Don't you think?
It's 9 now. I say midnight.
That's 3 hours.
I know.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
I'll see you at midnight.
See you there, Phil.
All right, guys. See you at midnight. Pacific Standard Time. All right, bro. I ain't got no time to talk to you. I got to get to work.
No, get that shit up. Get that shit up. People are watching.
All right.
You have been listening to Waypoint Overland's Random Waypoints. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.